Homestead. Okay, here we go.
All right. What did you say though? Homestead. What?
Homestead Arcadia, or
Oh,
Arcania is what I played.
wait. Is that the witch game?
Yes.
Homestead Arcana.
Uh,
Ah, I have installed this to play it, but I haven't played it. This will be exciting.
no, it
Um,
won't. No, it won't.
well, exciting to hear about. Like, hear you. It sounds like complain about it.
Yeah, hey, if you enjoy me bitching about a game,
I
buckle
love
up.
when you bitch about stuff. All right, so we're gonna do a for your your listening pleasure,
Your ear hole.
your ear holes. We're gonna open up a package. So there's this thing Timu,
Hmm.
which is supposed to be like what the less sketchy wish.com,
Slightly less sketchy.
slightly less
I mean,
sketchy.
here's the thing: is that there's so much like piracy and knockoff shit on there, but it's also fascinating and it has free shipping. So, all right. I
Yeah.
did a so how you got it is I decided to I was originally wanting a whetstone sharpening bridge. It's to go over the sink to be able to sharpen knives. And I saw one on Temu, but when I looked at it again and looked at the measurements on there, it was like an inch and a half or 2 inches too short for my kitchen sink. So it's like, yeah, fine. I'll see what other shit is on here because a YouTuber that I watch, Freaking Reviews, did like a comparison of, or like a review of like random shit he bought on there, and recommended it with an asterisk saying, "Be careful what you buy, and have your expectations set." Because if you go into it thinking you're going to get a great deal and something looks too good to be true, it probably is.
Yep.
So I went into it with uh, moderate expectations, and I got mostly like knockoff plushies for Anita, and a couple random like little kitchen gadgets that were if they weren't great, they it was like $1 for like piping bag couplers, that sort of thing. And I was actually impressed for the most part. I equate it with like a little, somewhere around Dollar General quality for most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
it works, but it's not. It's not. It doesn't feel like it's going to be hold up to massive abuse, but it's what you pay for, right?
yeah. So I just sent you 4 pictures of this packaging.
Okay.
And feel free to, if you want, like share them. Well, no, I guess that this will be Franken content. Except for the one
Especially,
with my address in it.
I was going to say, especially the one that has your address front and center, right?
Right? Yeah. But that's the way that this packaging came. So for the listener, for your viewing pleasure, I ordered or your listening pleasure. I ordered a number of small objects, a couple of things to use for like my 3D printer because honestly, kitchenware is really really great for working in like this resin stuff. Using
Especially
like
if it's like $1 and it's essentially disposable at that point.
yeah, using stuff that's like silicon coated or Teflon coated and inexpensive for when I do inevitably like accidentally ruin it or break it. Good for that. And then I bought like a little tray, just like a little food serving
Hmm.
tray that I'm going to use for like just as a nice flat base to paint stuff on. Just inexpensive for when I definitely spill. I will
Yeah,
be on my desk or keyboard or whatever.
yeah.
And
Mine. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
what they have done to ship this is all of the things that I bought. I spent like $15. I
Hmm.
bought 5 or 6 things. They have put all of this in like just a plasticky, crinkly shipping bag with definitely with no packing material. And they just put everything on top of the plastic tray. So it has a flat bottom and then just like there's a pile of stuff on top of it. We're
Yeah.
gonna
See, I might have had a little bit better luck because I ordered like 3 or 4 plushies, so I had like the natural padding from all those. And Something else I noticed, it was the same with mine, is that there's like shipping tape around it to like tuck in all the corners for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
I don't know why they've done that. It might have to do with just like the shipping that they're using. Like this stuff is
Hmm.
coming from China, is that right?
Definitely China. I mean, I don't get well, at least I didn't get tracking until it landed in New York, but it was on a plane for like a day and a half.
I didn't get any tracking. It was like your future tracking will be provided here. And then I get another email that's like it's going to be delivered today.
Yeah, see, I got a tracking number for USPS. I wonder if it's different because I got mine sent to a post office box.
Maybe. I had just had mine, delivered to my house. How the fuck do I open this bag? I don't know how much crinkling is coming through with the automatic noise cancellation.
Uh, Basically, what I did was I cut a corner and
Yeah, that's what I'm
rip and
doing.
tear.
All right. So we have one plastic tray, green. Um
Intact.
intact, but it's not the one that I ordered.
Whoops.
It's just like a solid plastic. I mean, it was a plain tray that I ordered, but the one that was in the picture um was like had like this sort of like ribbed texture on it, and it
Mhm.
had like tiny little handles on the side. And this looks like has the same consistency of a school lunch tray, but just flat. There's no like little slots in it for food, which for my purposes I don't give a shit. But like this is not what I ordered. Okay, let's see. Then we got some tongs with like the little rubber ended tongs.
You gotta click
And
them, make sure they work.
right, well, let me open this. This is wrapped in its own plastic packaging.
Hmm.
And then the tongs are in plastic packaging themselves, and then that packaging is stuffed inside of another thing of plastic packaging. I mean, these look exactly like dollar store tongs.
Yeah,
If you
only
like,
slightly cheaper, right?
yeah, they work.
Yay.
Perfect. Again, for my purposes, like that's fine. Then we've got this set of straining bowls,
Hmm.
which are excellent, actually. I mean, they're plastic. They're not super duper high grade. But again,
Hmm.
these are meant to strain resin off of, help me strain resin off of larger prints. So I don't give a shit that they're made out of plastic. And it's got a solid bowl at the bottom. So excellent. Also double wrapped in plastic. I'm just going to throw that on the floor. And we've got that measuring cup thing that
Hmm.
has the like little push button so that you can like release
Yeah.
globs of stuff.
Yeah. Now the question is, does that actually work, right?
Well, we're about to find out.
Because I I've seen that design just all over the place, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
How
But, huh?
how is this supposed to work? Does that go there? That goes there. Yes, I see. And then you lift it somehow. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because it was my understanding from watching the video that you're supposed to just like pull the little thing
Uh huh.
and it opens up the bottom and like a glob of stuff comes out and then you release the trigger. But it like locks in place. So you have to pull hard enough that it like completely comes out of the slot. And then at that point you're just you just have a funnel.
Yeah.
Well, it was 97 cents. Throw that on the floor.
Maybe look at it later. It's like, oh, that's how it's supposed to work, right?
All right. These I got my last thing is a set of like cheap plasticky paint palettes.
Mm-hmm.
And basically I have some of these already, but eventually they get so stained that they kind of soak up color and you can actually have like bleed through on them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're exactly what they're supposed to be. Cheap, flimsy paint palettes. But I mean, that's what I wanted, so good. Good. We're going to try one of them out tonight. We'll see if it leaks.
All right.
The duck in that picture, along with the cars. I don't know if the cars showed up in one of the pictures, but
Well, I definitely see the duck.
Yep, the duck has to be finished painted tonight, and then I have 2 cars and some chess pieces. So Uh, for what I paid for it, for what I got, 8 out of 10. But like, you got to have your expectations right.
Mm-hmm.
I would not trust this site, this shipping method, to get anything expensive or
Or fresh.
fancy or fragile. So,
Yeah. Or like include random plushes. Right.
yeah.
Uh, because maybe that's why I had a lot better luck with my stuff. Is there, like I said, I had like 3 or 4 plushies of fairly decent sized. But yeah, I mean, I got a set of precision screwdriver with a bunch of tips or magnetic bits, and even though the case is a little flimsy on the lid, I mean, it works, right?
Yeah. I mean, this would be perfect though for like buying knockoff plushes, for buying cheap
Mm-hmm.
kind of novelty items, or for buying bulk cheap items. Like, these, it was like was it $4 or was it $5? The paint palettes were the most expensive thing. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 for like $5. And that is way cheaper than you can buy this exact type of thing on Amazon. They're just meant to be cheap, disposable things. And
Yeah,
I'm
like
not going to like use them once and throw them away. That's not the intent. But I
yeah.
have noticed that they get stained and they soak up color. And then it affects, especially like the really thin model paints. Like it will kind of bleed into those. It's very interesting. I didn't realize that. But, eventually they do have to be trashed because I don't have a way to clean them or cleanse them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is perfect for that kind of stuff. So, 8 out of 10 for
Yeah, I would say
what I was doing.
Mine was like a 9.5 out of 10. But then again, I went in with the proper expectations, like I said, and I think I might have gotten like the perfect category because knockoff plushies, right?
I think I'm gonna try at a later date some cheap electronics and see how that turns out. Probably badly, but
Supposedly there's some interesting like little retro and sarcasm quotes handhelds on here that a couple YouTubers I follow have tried out.
nice. All right, you ready to get this show on the road?
Yeah, our unboxing was a great success, right?
Our unboxing, yes, our first ever unboxing. 10 out of 10 would listen again. All right, you got Audacity up?
Hang on, firing up now. I was looking at what I had ordered, and that's one of their like benefit is that they've given me like 3 partial refunds now because of price drops.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, all set.
All right, ready to record in 3, 2, 1. Record. And for the sync, 3,
2,
1. Sync.
sync. You can tell it's late. I'm amused by the simplest things, huh?
I know. You're right. I definitely had a tone of my voice. Just no.
No, it
It's
was
like
more. It was more energetic. No.
I felt very like dejected child levels. Like, no. Like I want to, but I'm gonna say no. Like that was the energy I thought I had. I thought I was giving off.
I was just going through my discovery queue that was already up, and boy, I had a lot of perverted games. I must have gotten your queue,
Porn games. Porn games.
and also Mortal Kombat
Uh,
1,
Gore porn? Oh,
Mortal Kombat 1, the remake or reboot or whatever, and then immediately to Street Fighter 6.
man.
Oh,
There you go. I guess if you want that,
I'm disappointed with the Lego racing game. Have you
I
seen?
I haven't seen much about it. Like I knew that it was coming. I saw the release, but I haven't like looked into it yet.
It's maggoty with microtransactions. It's
Well,
almost as expensive as actually playing with Legos.
damn, that sucks. I was kind of looking forward to playing it with my kid.
Yeah, let's put it this way: they have pallets of coins on the store page. The biggest one being $50. they have DLC. They have a DLC pass. So yeah, all right.
Yeah. Oh well. Skip that one. I won't even mention it to my kid.
Mm-hmm. Which it's a shame because it looked really cool. It looked intriguing, I guess I should say. But yeah, it's a mixed at 50% with only 156 players or reviews on it. That should tell
I
you something, huh?
I loved the Lego Racer game that was on N64. That's why, like, I was excited that, that little
Hmm.
bit of nostalgia kicked in. Like, oh, I played the Lego Racer game.
I remember them on PC. I remember they also ran like ass, or at least on what I had at the time.
Yeah, I don't know if they were the same, the exact same game or what, but there was a Lego Racers on Nintendo 64.
Yeah, it's just oof. All right. I need to go look at an actual review though. But go to the reviews on the community site or community hub, and the game is genuinely a lot of fun. It's just carefully balanced to max. Uh, uh, it's a carefully balanced mix of Mario Kart and Forza while having the charm of all the Legos do, or Lego games do. It's childish, sure, but quite honestly, it's a blast. So why the negative review? To sum it up, 2K's executives has decided to prey on children. Oh, it turns out they're conservative. Who knew? What?
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course.
This game's monetization is extremely toxic and should not be legal. Wow. Right?
That's bad. But yeah, that's why I was excited because I was like, oh,
Mhm.
Lego. I mean, that's what my thought was at the trailers was Lego Forza.
I keep using the word predatory, and that's for a good reason. The game is marketed towards children and is built around a microtransaction system that kids and that hides and obfuscates information. You don't see the price of coins anywhere in the game, preying on children whose parents aren't tech savvy enough to use parental locks on Steam. They'll make purchases outside of their means, and that's by design. The obfuscation of the price of coins means that any child will just pick the biggest number, not realizing that they're going to be making a purchase. Wow, right?
Yeah.
And remember, I said the biggest pack was what, $50?
Yep.
Let's see. The progression after completing 1/3 of the game, with time spent searching for collectibles, is by design made to frustrate you to getting those coins to get the currency used in the game. After 6 hours, I do not have enough of said currency to buy one vehicle. So you're either forced to pay up more for a full price game or spend the next week of your life whittling away on a single vehicle. Keep in mind, I did the game at a design pace. The story is 18 hours. I did 1/3 of it in 6. You cannot buy one thing in the shop that with 1/3 of the game's length. That's unacceptable. I mean, I'm going to throw them. This was a helpful review because, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have lots of conversations with my kid about
mm-hmm,
not wasting his money on stuff in games.
mm-hmm.
Roblox. He started playing Fortnite.
Oh God.
We've had a lot of conversations about that.
But why? Right?
He used to. He's gotten better about not just going, but why.
Mm-hmm.
He my thing for that is like, you can ask why, but if you go, but Dad, why? My response is going to be because I said so. If you ask, why, I don't understand, can you please explain it to me? Like something like that. I will give you an explanation and I will talk to you through it and I will explain it to you. But if you're going to whine at me, then I'm not going to take the time to explain to you the concept. And that really works for him. I don't think that would work for a lot of kids. They would just, not care. But my kid is really inquisitive and wants to know, and he suffers from hardcore FOMO, and that includes knowing shit. So if I won't tell him something, he gets upset, and so he'll like change his tune. Very I guess I got lucky on that one. Although I've always tried to foster in him like learn ask questions, find people who are okay with giving you, especially as a kid, like explaining things to you. And it's okay to accept, like it's okay and a good thing if you ask someone a question and they say, I don't know. Let's try to find it out together. Or something like that. Before we were recording, or before I got on, like, I messaged you, like, he was upset. And it's not like, it's a very major situation to him. And I totally get it, because he's a kid and this is his world. And he doesn't have the context of adult problems and all that jazz. But he's very upset that there's a kid who has been bullying him a little and some of his friends, and is like trying to screw up his friend group, because like he's the youngest in his friend group, and this kid is like a fifth grader or something. Like he's either a fourth grader or a fifth grader, and my kid is in the second grade. And so this kid is like, basically just trying to run roughshod over these kids that are younger than him. And so, my kid was very upset. He was like, he's being a bully. He's bullying my friends. He's being mean to me. I'm like, how long has this been going on? Why haven't you, like, brought it up to talk about it? And he was, trying to solve the problem on his own. So we were talking about it. And I was like, listen, buddy, what's the thing that I've told you before? About bullies. It's like, well, don't, stand up to them. Don't let him run over me. Don't let him run over me. And I was like, and he goes, and roundhouse kick him in the face. as long as I don't do it first. Like, that's right. If these bullies like get physical with you, like, fuck them up, kid. He was like, well, but I'll get in trouble at school. And I'm like, listen.
We'll go out for ice cream.
I was like, if you get in trouble for standing up to a bully and get suspended or something, I'll take you to. That's what I told him. I was like, we'll go get McDonald's and ice cream. Like, I'll come to the school. I will stand up for you. I will defend you. Ultimately, if the school is still gonna like suspend you for like defending yourself, fine. We'll go get ice cream and have a good time.
I mean, if it's anything like Anita's school, you pretty much have to murder somebody to get kicked out these days.
Yeah.
Or the reason why she's had problems is that just can't get anything done.
Yeah. My kid is not perfect. I'm not going to pretend that my kid is like a little angel all the time who never does anything wrong. But my kid is I think a really good kid, because we have always treated him not like a child, but like a person. And my kid is noticeably more, sort of emotionally intelligent and intellectually inquisitive than other kids his age, that like his friends that, he brings home and stuff. And he comes home all the time, and he does talk about his friends, and he's like, here's what happened, and here's what I did to try to help, and here's how it turned out. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm doing my job as a dad and a therapist. But, he's not perfect. So I know sometimes he starts shit, or he's still a kid. He'll still, like, people will tell him to stop, and so he'll do it more, But I've always told him, I'm like, listen, as long as you don't throw the first punch, if you're being bullied or, something happens, as long as you don't start it, I will have your back. I will come up there. I will go toe-to-toe with those people at your school. And at the end of the day, if they still wind up kicking you out, well, probably didn't need to be there anyways. We'll go do something else. He felt better after that conversation. At one point, he was like, yeah, but, this kid, what's his name? What did he say his name was? Matthew? Mathis?
Allegedly.
Math something. It was a math something name.
Always having a math problem. Just wait till he gets to algebra.
But, he was like, this kid's in like the fourth grade. He's, bigger than me. I'm like, number one, I have seen you roundhouse a kid in the face at your Taekwondo tournaments. Like, do that. And he's like, well, I don't know. He's tall. I don't know if I can reach his face. I'm like, okay, roundhouse kick is nuts. And like, King looks at me and like, he opens his eyes and he goes, Dad, that would really hurt. And I said, yeah, that's the point. I was like, this isn't a Taekwondo tournament. If you're fighting a bully, don't fight fair. Fight to win. And he gives me a hug and he goes, I love you, Dad. And I'm like, did you have a light bulb moment? And he goes, yeah. And this was, right at like 9:30. I'm like, okay, buddy. All right, do you feel better? Are we good? It's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, let's get you ready for bed. Katie is sick. She finally succumbed to the illness. So she's probably in bed already. She came in here, right when we were getting started to ask me a couple of questions, and she sounded so bad.
Oh, a little bit of extra Franken content for you before you go. All right. Because you haven't turned off Craig yet, right?
No, Craig is still going while I was talking.
I forgot to tell you this story Sunday, and it makes for good Franken content. Have you ever had Szechuan peppercorns?
I do not think so.
All right. Have you heard of them?
I have.
Okay. So every month I get my Amazon Prime grocery shipment, and I usually have something weird in there, all right?
Right.
Some sort of spice or ingredient that I'm going to use. And I got a pouch of Szechuan peppercorns. Do you know what they taste like?
No.
Okay. So, Szechuan peppercorns, they have a bitter flavor. Then it turns citrus. Then it makes your mouth tingle.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I'm not bullshitting you. You could look it up.
I've had other peppercorns, so is it the same kind of like tingly, spicy peppercorn?
No.
At the end?
No. This tastes like you licked a battery almost. It makes your mouth tingle.
That's interesting.
Well, one of my things I do whenever I get a new spice is popcorn night.
Right?
Yeah, because it's a nice neutral flavor. So I did Asian salt and pepper popcorn.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of MSG, some salt, some fine sea salt, white pepper, and Szechuan peppercorns. All right, and I thought I had mentioned to Anita what the Szechuan peppercorns taste like because she smelled them, and they have a very peculiar smell. They don't smell peppery. It's hard to describe. It's almost like a floral smell.
Okay.
But not, like potpourri floral, like that overpowering. It's like, that's strange. I can't quite place it.
Yeah.
But I forgot to mention what it tastes like, and that's going to make her mouth tingle. So she's sitting there and she's eating popcorn. And whenever I do popcorn, I do like a big bowl so both of us have a good amount of popcorn.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing her just slow down. And I asked her, are you okay? And she said, I think I'm having an allergic reaction. And I asked her, well, what's wrong? Are you okay? Yeah, but my mouth is tingling. That's the peppercorns. It's supposed to do that.
Did she like it? Or did she not like it?
She actually really liked it. After she got over her mild panic attack that she thought she was having an allergic reaction to something.
Yeah. Oh, that would be terrifying if you didn't know that.
I thought I had mentioned it, but I guess I didn't.
Szechuan peppercorns. I'm going to have to try those. Where did you say you got them from?
Just Amazon.
Amazon. Okay.
Yeah. They have a citrus-like flavor and produce a tingling numbness in the mouth akin to a 50 hertz vibration. Due to the presence of hydroxy alpha cessanol or cessascool or whatever. And the thing is, it's actually the casing of the peppercorn. It's not the actual peppercorn. So yeah, I just accidentally caused her to panic that she's having an allergic reaction to something.
I'm glad she liked it. Glad she did not have an allergic reaction. Anita's is she picky? Am I remembering that right? Is she picky?
She's more picky than me, but I feel like outside of coconut and a few other fruits, I'm not very picky. Hers, it's more texture based. She doesn't like Jell-O She doesn't like she doesn't like honey, but she could have honey in something and have the flavor of it, but it's the actual texture of honey.
That's
She does not
interesting.
like fuzzy fruits,
What counts as a fuzzy fruit? I've never thought about
like
that.
peaches, kiwis, mangoes.
Okay. I like I like mango and kiwi. I'm not a big peach person. I mean, it's okay, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, a peach, you know.
Yeah, see, I'm more picky when it comes to fruit, just in general. Like the only melon I really like is watermelon.
I I I'm not a huge melon person except for watermelon. On that one, I'm the same.
Uh, I love apples, but I don't like pears.
I'm not a huge fan of pears.
Don't like peaches. Not really care. Don't really care for mango.
Mango,
Kiwi,
yeah.
kiwi, I'm indifferent on.
I really love kiwi flavor more than I love kiwi. And I know that like the flavor of something is not the
Uh huh.
actual, flavoring is not the same as the flavor of the thing, but c'est la vie.
Love pineapple, but
I,
I absolutely hate coconut. Which I know we're getting in like pedantic on fruits, but eh.
I mean, I also love pineapple, but hate coconut. Coconut's probably the only thing that I really, really hate in that
Coconut
domain.
just to me tastes like soap.
I don't like coconut. I like to use coconut oil for cooking certain things, but
I
I don't.
avoid coconut oil in general just because if it's ultra refined, it does have the flavor, but finding the ultra refined that removes all the flavor without getting expensive.
Yeah, fair enough. But I do like coconut oil.
It also
But
has me
otherwise,
take calls at like Indian cooking because there's a lot of coconut in curries and such.
coconut doesn't bother me in curry
It,
because
it
there's
does
so much
me.
else in curry that I'm
I,
not like focusing on the coconut.
oh, I could pick out coconut uh, just like you wouldn't believe. Uh, when Anita and I were dating, we went down to the Asian market. That's what they call it, the like Chinese Pan Asian grocery store. I got a bunch of ramen, and she got a tropical one. And to her, it tasted, like a mixture of fruits. To me, pure Windex. It was the coconut. That's all I could taste.
Hmm. I wonder if that's one of those genetic trait things, like how some people taste cilantro as soap.
I've looked into it and I haven't really found anything about it. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. All right.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye, Craig. Hey, let me get back over here and stop.